Give me 1 second, guys. I'm getting the chat back up. I had to restart the computer. There we go. Just give me 1 second. Can't really see the chat right now. Give me 1 second, guys, and I'll be right back in there. Cool. Good. Okie dokie. Looks like I see the chat now. There's some hearts. Hi. If you're inside the chat, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And also, do not forget to like, comment, and share. Do not forget to do that. That's pretty important. That's pretty important for everybody to do. Can you see that in the video? Let's see. Let's pull this back a little bit. Do. Maybe something like that. Pull this back to here. Okie dokie. Welcome in, welcome in. Ah, Cameron Casanova. Hello, Cameron. Welcome back, Cameron. Welcome back, Cameron. Ooh. Welcome back, Cameron. Made me some soup today. Welcome back, Casanova. Getting back in the chat, guys. Getting set up. Look at that. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. What you guys got in the chat for me? What you guys got into the chat for me? And if you're in here, don't forget, give me a thumbs up. Taking the time to spend some of my valuable time with you guys. And I like to hear some of you guys' story. I like to know what you guys are working on. Any self-discipline. Okie dokie. There we go. I don't know about you, but that soup. Boy, that soup is good. All right, guys. So, got a lot of things working in the Wix. Now, one of the things I've been working on, I'm working on some music. So I like to play piano. So I'm probably going to play a little bit. This is called a music therapy session. So what I'm going to try to do, and also I have a buddy of mine who supposedly is going to help me try to get some of my stuff on Spotify, because I want to let you guys know that when I play live like this, I'm using an iPhone. I'm using an iPhone, and I don't have like a really good audio interface or any of that stuff plugged in. All I have is a pedal. Now, if I take this and I plug it into my computer, the quality will get better. Not feeling talkative, sorry, but I just witnessed a baptism. If that's interesting, well, we can talk about it. So, I grew up in the church, so I know what a baptism is. If it's something you want to talk about, let me know. As you know, Cameron, you are also the managing moderator, in case anyone doesn't know. So, if anyone's going to be impolite or disrespectful, you guys know how I feel. I don't go to church, and I actually don't really care for religion. But that being said, I understand religion is important to people, and if somebody gets baptized and that makes them a better person, then it's a good thing. Just because I don't think that's part of my life doesn't mean other people's don't think it's important. And we have to live in a world where we respect everybody's opinion. If not, you're going to be miserable. So I'm down to talk about that 100%. What do we got over here? Anthony, hey bud, play Freebird, Leonard Skinner in their memory. No, typically that's not really what I do, man. I do original compositions more for theatrical and themes and stuff like that. I don't even think I can think of Freebird. I know it's but a lot of my music is more classically based, stuff like that. So if you're going to ask for song requests, then this channel isn't for you. I'm going to play original music because it's my channel, and that's just kind of what I do. Kind of more healing music. Very simple, basic music. I'll get there in a second. I get up, greet my grandson. Okay, cool. So here's something here. Let me get into the chat. Let's see here. This guy says, I get up to greet my grandson who kept missing his school bus. Now my son brings him to the house early, and I walk him to school when it's time. His school is about a 10-minute walk. Oh, that's what's up, Titan Brew. I'm going to shout out Titan Brew to that. Heck yeah, Titan Brew. See, that's what I'm talking about. You see, Titan Brew has a Y, and a very, very good one, if I do say so myself. That is absolutely inspiring, and that is absolutely true, because it sounds to me that Titan Brew has, you said it was your grandson. So Titan Brew, I would dare to say that it's family that's important, which is great. A lot of people who are miserable don't take into account that they still have their family, their parents, their mother, their father, their sister, whatever it may be, maybe a cousin. And I think sometimes we have to remember what we are grateful for, and remembering and focusing on what we're grateful for, that is going to make our day better. If you look around and thinking everything that you don't have, you're going to be pretty miserable. And thanks for sharing that, Titan Brew. That is awesome. Now, let's see. Cameron Casanova, I'm curious. Guys, I made some soup today. I made some bean soup with some summer sausage because it was a snow day, so forgive me if it's rude while I eat, but I am a bit starving. Not seriously, but I'm a bit famished. My question is, Cameron Casanova in here looks like he went to a baptism today. Well, what was your experience? I think you were supporting a friend. I'm genuinely curious, and you know I'm not going to judge. I have strong opinions, but I'm not going to judge. Did you find it inspiring? Did you like it? Did you feel accepting? Did you think it made your friend better? This is a place to kind of unpack. Sometimes people just need a place to come unpack and talk to someone who actually genuinely gives 2 cents about them. Because when you come into my chat room and my stream, you know what I've realized? I'm very grateful for it. So, Looks like my device needs to restart. No worries. I think that my device is running too many windows at once. All right, no big deal. Soup is the go. Titan Brew. Don't forget, guys, if you're in the chat, give a thumbs up. If you're in the chat and you're engaging, try to give me a thumbs up, man. The thumbs up is I felt supportive. I felt supportive of the man being baptized. Yeah, well, let me ask you this. Do you feel like you going with your friend, Cameron, do you feel that it made him do you feel like it's going to make him a better person? Too early to tell. Come over here. Get the power back on. It's good to be supportive. It's absolutely good to be supportive. So you didn't know the guy. If you didn't know the guy, then how did you feel supportive? Or did you just go because other people were going? I'm a little curious there, a little bit trying to figure out what's going on. I mean, I know you're someone, at least in my chat, you seem to be someone that cares a lot. Were you just going because you felt like that's what you should do, or what? Let's save this. Let me save this real quick. There we go. Go into the chat. Gonna look at the chats here soon. Well, bam. There we go. There we go. And we're back. So you didn't know the guy exactly, but you still felt compelled to go to his baptism. Was it a family friend? There's nothing wrong with being supportive, but I don't know. I guess if, genuinely curious. By the way, anybody into the chat, has anyone else in the chat ever been to a baptism? By the way, here in a second, I am going to play a little bit of original piano therapy. Whoa. What I need to do is plug this light in. Put this over here. What I need to do is plug this light in over here real quick. Because if not, I'm going to keep tripping over this cord. And if I trip over this cord and break my light, I'm not going to be in a good mood. Because this light is a really good light. My other one's in the house, but it is what it is. Let's pop this bad boy there. Coming back in. There we go. And we're back. Lighting is important. Lighting is important, ladies and gentlemen. Lighting is important. There we go. I've been, back to the chat. I've been baptized 3 times. Okie dokie. Cameron has been baptized 3 times. Interesting. Interesting. Cameron, interesting. 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 So, you said you've been baptized 5 times? You said 3 times? 3 times, not 5. Do I think AI will produce the Antichrist? No, because I don't believe in an Antichrist. I don't believe in that, Cameron. I don't believe in heaven and hell and the Antichrist. That's not what I believe. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. But the more I study religion, the more I study people, the more I study tribes, it's obvious to me, I can't say it's obvious, but it appears to me that typically when people don't understand something, they try to make sense of it. Because our human brains want to make sense of things. And some people will make sense of things through religion instead of trying to learn. And I do believe that most people are okay with using faith as an excuse to study something. And I don't mean that mean, that's just been my observation. When I was younger, I was in church, I was ordained to be a pastor and all this stuff, but I kept coming to things in the scripture, and I kept seeing symbolisms all over the United States. And what I've concluded is all religion was created by man to try to get people to pay taxes or to get people under control and to brainwash them from rational and logical thought. That's my view on religion. Now, I do not want my view to change any of my viewers. If you love religion or you love your Jesus or your Buddha or your Muhammad or your Shiva or anything else, by all means, do not let me change you. I am simply giving my opinion and my experience based on serving the Navy for 10 years, traveling around the country, traveling around the world, living outside the country for a few years, and that's my conclusion at this point in my life. And I've always said, if Jesus was the Son of God, and that was really true, if that was true, which I don't think it was, I think Jesus was a real person and a great teacher, then I've always said it would take a profound experience for me to see that. And I have always said if I had that experience, then probably I would believe. But I've never had one of those experiences. So because I've never had one of those, I can't just accept something. That's not how my brain works. Hope that is rational, logical, thoughtful, and I hope you can embrace someone's difference. And remember this. The worst form of blindness is believing that your own perspective is the only reality in existence. Next question. Yeah, critical thinking is important. Yeah, absolutely. Titan Brew, I think critical thinking is absolutely important. You know, there's lots of ways to critically think, and I'm not saying, I think that from a moral and ethical compass, you know, there's stories in the Bible that have terrible morals, and there's stories in the Bible that have great morals. So what I would do is I would try to teach a child to have a moral, ethical compass, critically think, not just accept what people say, but ask the question of why, and never accept an answer that doesn't make sense, and try to find the answer out for yourself. That's what I believe. Now, I can't say I'm right, I can't say I'm wrong, but I'm okay with admitting that I don't know what happens when I die. People will always say, well, you have to pick a side, you have to pick a team. I'm like, if I don't play football, why do I have to have a football team? If I don't play basketball, why do I have to have a basketball team? If I don't believe in religion, why do I have to have a God? You know where I feel God, the creator of the universe? When I play music, when I'm out in nature, when I'm away from technology. That's when I discover the divine, personally. So, oh, the church is absolutely a business, and Cameron, on top of that, the church is a business that doesn't have to pay taxes. The church doesn't have to pay taxes, Cameron. You know what I'm saying? Churches and funerals don't have to pay taxes. That's why they get into business. And you dang right, they are going to try to recruit you. They used to try to recruit me. Now look, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But if you hear anything long enough, you're going to believe it. Now, that being said, I don't think we need religion in order to have a moral and ethical compass. I don't believe that. I think if you just live in the world and you just look around and you come to the conclusion, Titan Brew, I agree that not knowing something is okay, especially these questions. That's what I'm saying. I agree with Titan Brew there. I don't think anyone really knows the answers to these questions. And the thing is, people will say, no, this is the answer. This is the way. This is true. And they have emotional ties to what they believe. And a lot of people's self-identity is through their religion. So people don't want to lose their self-identity. But if your self-identity is through a church or through a religion, then that's a problem, because if no one is going to want to lose their identity. If someone's whole entire identity, and I know people like this, is the church, then that's what they're going to believe. Now, I'm not going to try to convince someone otherwise. I'm not going to pick on people. I'm not going to say anything. But it's very scary to me when someone can believe in something so strong and not allow any other perspective into their life. I think that's dangerous. That's typically what cults do. Now, that being said, am I saying religion is a cult? Absolutely not. But am I saying a lot of people in the churches are cults? Absolutely not. I would never say. Let's say, anyways, I'm going to work on this piano piece now I've been working on. Let me guys know if you like it in the chat. I like that. I like that chord. That's a good one. I like that chord. Oh, right. Totally agree. I'm a moral person without the belief. I still know and understand right from wrong, even though I don't attend a church or believe. Nah, okay, fair. Well, let me ask you this. Titan Brew. I agree with a lot of what you're saying there. Thank you, Cameron. I'm glad you like my piano. Working on some new stuff. Absolutely, I agree with that, Titan. When I was younger, sometimes I used to push people and try to show them logical and fallacies, but I do agree that you should never mess with someone's personal truth unless they ask. But then, as a moral and ethical person, we should be, we shouldn't attack people if that's what they believe. And I think some people do that, and it's disgusting. Now, here's a question for you. I agree that I'm not really big on religion or anything, but I do believe in a higher power. I believe in something that's larger than myself. I don't know if it's good, if it's evil, or what, but I think there's something bigger than myself. Do you find that that's rational, irrational? Because I'm pretty sure it could be seen as irrational. There's no evidence that suggests it, but when I play music or when I see things in nature, it makes me think of something larger than myself, the way everything's orchestrated. It could be my mind trying to settle, but I do believe in some form of a higher power. Now, do you believe in a higher power, or are you not convinced? Which is it? And I'm curious. No judgment either way, like I say in this chat for anyone watching. I am Groot. Oh, Groot. Thanks, Groot. Let me say, hey. I am Groot. What part? The convo or music? Convo or music? Let's see here. Thanks for the thumbs up. There's one God. How mankind goes from finding God, that's meant to be impossible. That's what makes our decisions valuable. There's one God? I don't know. Could be one, could be many. I don't have the answer to that. I think everything is God. I think God is in everything around us. I think God is just the energy of something greater than ourselves that manifests more apparent to us when we get into the right frequency and vibration. And the only way to get there is what Nikola Tesla taught us through music and vibrations and frequencies. I'm not convinced, and that steers my beliefs away from what I see as an unsubstantiated religious claims. I do have a son who married a very religious woman and now he attends church regularly. Very cool. I don't question my son's belief and we attend his church to show support. But that's fair. Yeah, but that's fair. I think that's fair. I mean, I bet you and your son have a great relationship because if you believe that if you're an atheist, or since you are, and you tell your son your beliefs, but you're still willing to go to the church, because let's agree, there's one thing that I know that I would go to church for. If there's a pipe organ, like in a Methodist church, and there's good music, I love church music. I like the church music is based on the Ionian mode, which is the major scale, and some of the most beautiful music. My favorite composer wrote all the church music, Johann Sebastian Bach. It was most of the best music ever has been inspired by what people call God or a creator. But even though it's beautiful and aesthetic, that still doesn't convince me that it's true. It's just very beautiful. And I think that people who want to get rid of religion because of the art and the beauty and the history, I don't think it should go away. However, I think that sometimes without the right control, religion can be used as a weapon to control the masses of the people, and that is very dangerous. That is very dangerous. But what I would ask you, because I can't convince myself to be an atheist, but I would call myself an anti-theist. I don't believe in any form of theism. It doesn't make sense to me in any form that any theism has made sense. I've never found a theistic, so I could call myself an anti-theist. But let me ask you this, Titan Brew. Are you familiar with the God of Spinoza? Also, how's the quality in here? Cameron, you usually give me good feedback on this. Is the quality and everything good? Anything I need to change? Also, in the chat, is anybody aware of the God of Spinoza? Which is what Einstein believed in. If you look at Einstein, not what you hear or what you Google, or what someone told you on the pulpit on Sunday, but Einstein has documented his belief into the God of Spinoza, which I think makes a lot of sense. Anybody familiar with that? Feel free to do a Google search or AI chat, but just remember, using your brain is still important. You know, I do this stuff with not consulting ChatGPT. This is just my brain. Stream is great, Chris. Thank you. You think we're both. We have an excellent relationship. Thank you for contributing. We have an excellent relationship, and he trusts that I won't bring up my own beliefs with his children, my grandma and parents, which I'm honored. Oh, absolutely. The question is, when your grandchildren get older, I wonder how those conversations will get. Because two things are going to happen, in my opinion, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong on this. I believe they're either going to be indoctrinated in the church, which they'll probably never separate from. Sometimes people do, sometimes people don't. Or they may become rationally and critically thinking people, and they may travel and see the world outside of a church trip or a missionary trip, like go around the world just to do it. And then if they have questions, I bet they're going to want to talk to you about some of the stuff. Because if you're an anti-theist, then I'm pretty sure you've probably done more research than most people. Because it takes a lot of research and work to kind of look at everything and say, wow, some of these religions really are kind of crazy when you actually read Like, I always tell people to read the Bible because people always tell me, you would be a Christian if you read the Bible. But the more I read the Bible, the more I was convinced that I didn't believe it as far as an absolute text. Now, I will say this book of Psalms and the art and the poetic parts and the stories, I find it entertaining in some ways. Some of the ways is kind of disgusting, like the Old Testament this versus the New Testament, and God's changing and commanding people to have bets with the devil like Job just for fun. That's not really cool. Or slaying people that aren't Israel or Jewish just because they're not believing what you're doing, and slaughtering women and children and stuff like that's really bad. So I can't really wrap my head around that. But as far as the Psalms and all the King David and some of these stories, some of that stuff's pretty interesting to me. And I think everyone should read the Bible. And then it's either going to speak to you or you're going to think critically and think, do I agree with this or do I not? In my brain, when thinking critically, just because something like, just read the Old Testament. And if you think that that's true, then that's awesome. But it really makes sense to me that it's obviously people trying to explain things they don't understand. And I'll leave it at that. I don't want to, because I don't like people to come in here and get offended, because I don't want to make people question their beliefs. But when we're on this topic, mind, music, and muscle, we have music theory, which I'm going to play some original music here. I like to talk about deep conversations, and I'm a military veteran. I served the country for 10 years, so at least give me a little bit of empathy if you disagree with me with someone who doesn't believe what you do. Music. There we go. Anti-theism, not anti-atheism. Yeah. Me too, man. When I actually read it and started understanding it, I was like, man, this is kind of messed up. But that's okay, man. There's still good parts in it too. Thanks. Oh, for sure. I'm not big. Don't know what's up with the old spell checker. No, okay. That sounds great. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. I do appreciate it. I'll play some jazz cocktail here in a second. What convinces me of the supernatural, that it could be plausible, is quantum physics. If you look at quantum physics and science and quantum entanglement and atoms and quarks and all things, and you see the Large Hadron Collider and you smash particles and particle accelerators, that convinces me that there could be supernatural. It is possible, what science shows is that it could be possible that we live next to another dimension that we can't see. And in that dimension, there could be something larger than ourselves on a spiritual realm. Science shows that's possible. That makes more sense to me than the Bible. It's measurable, it's rational, it's logical. Quantum entanglement means right now, if I engage with someone, I can be quantumly entangled. So, if there's something larger than ourselves, which I do believe in because I'm not an atheist, or I would say I'm an anti-theist. You know what I mean? I don't believe in theism. I think there's something larger than myself, which is a giant source of energy, and then after I die, I return to that energy source for some reason. That's what makes sense in my mind. When I meditate, that's just what makes sense. Could be wrong, not saying I am right or wrong, but when I play music, I feel closer to that source. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't look at pornography, I don't chase women. I took an oath of celibacy. Those things were through self-discipline. And what I think is when people start going to church, they usually get structured and form some form of self-discipline. I believe that it's self-discipline that actually gets people to where they want to be. Self-discipline more than just a church. I mean, even Jesus came and said himself, you don't need the church to get to heaven. You don't need a church to get to God. That's why he was crucified. The Roman Empire didn't like the fact that Jesus was saying, you don't got to go to the church. You ain't got to pay your taxes. You don't have to do that to get to God. The Roman Empire didn't like that. So Jesus was kind of cool to me because he was a rebellious guy who was stating the truth, and then the world persecuted him for that, being the Roman Empire. And I think that's an interesting story. But that doesn't convince me he's the son of God. It just means it's a really cool story. Anyways, bro is such a good dude. I don't know about that. Sounds great. I really like Spanish guitar. If you'd like to, I'd recommend listening to some Paco de Lucia, one of the greatest guitarists. Oh, Paca Lucia. That's a good one? Okay. I'll try to check him out, man. Paco de Lucia, Spanish guitarist. Bro is such a dude. Oh, thank you. Nexus, welcome back in. Oh, we got Nicole and we got Nexus. Nexus. Nicole. Thank you. Welcome back, Nicole. And then Nexus, N-E-X, the Nexus. Thank you. Welcome back. I appreciate it, man. I don't know if my piano skills are that good, but I'll take the compliment. I just like creating original music. I love making these, like, I'm really stuck in the key of B right now, which is this scale. I love this sequence. So if you like music theory, this is nothing more than a B major. And I'm taking it down to 1/7 to the 5 by just dropping one note. So, oh, there we go. Same thing would be here. Let's see, it would be the same as this. That's in the key of C, and I was like, what if I did that in the key of B, which is... That chord right here. It's this chord. I can't do it when I think about it. There it is. But if you like guitar, I'll do this. I'm gonna look at the chat in a second. Y'all know I get obsessed with this sometimes. Cameron Casanova. You heading out, Cameron? Have a great night, everyone. Thank you, Cameron. ask me any questions you want. I just have to look over here when I'm looking at the chats. If you want to ask me anything, feel free to ask me anything. Just keep it polite. That's what I'm gonna say. Robot chicken. If you like rock and roll, I like this one. Got that out of my system. Next question. Haha, gotta go. Here for you, dude. Day 2 is amazing. You did it. Just now gotta get through the sick feeling. Nicole Barbie, let's talk. Now that I'm done with that. Just kidding. There's a melodica solo coming. All right, now we're done officially. All right. Now that's some impressive play-ins. Hang in there, Jay Brock. You'll be glad it did. Oh yeah, absolutely. Who said there? Okay, let me check the chats. Cameron, thank you. I'm feeding my dog, getting some stuff done with I'm having you on. Awesome. Nicole, the Titan Brew. I'm doing laundry. Very cool. Introduce yourselves. Titan Brews is fun. Just checking in. Day 2 withdrawals. Brock. Jacob Brock. Don't give in. Harness that energy into something else. Rechannel. Rechannel your energy into something else. Doing laundry. Haha, I got to do that. Day 2 withdrawals. Hang in there. Yes, sir. Thank you, Titan Brew. Thank you. Well, that's some impressive playing. Thank you. Oh, absolutely. Exactly. That's what you need to do. When you're having withdrawals, what you need to do, what you typically need to do is, in my humble opinion, is you need to reharness that energy into something else. Reharness that energy into something else. Okay? Reharness your energy into something else. See, the good thing is when you don't drink and you don't smoke, and then you retain your energy, especially guys and gals, especially your sexual energy, don't release that for no reason. If you're not having a baby, keep it inside of you. That's all I'm saying. You reharness that energy into something else. That's what life is about. Using your energy. Do not do things that take away from your vibration. Don't do that. That is my humble opinion. By the way, guys, there's some stuff when I was in the Navy. I'd like to show you guys this. Got my blue light right over there. Some stuff when I was I've never really played this guitar too much. Somebody tells me I need to learn the guitar, but I got it there in case I ever get it. But in case you guys are wondering, yeah, Nicole. Yeah, I think working out's great. Push-ups and pull-ups are absolutely wonderful if you're having withdrawals from any of that. So 100% agree with that. I had a tank top. I don't know where my tank top went. Oh, well. Anyways, let me change this light real quick. I want to get my white light back. So what I'm going to do, what I have to do, I'm going to use my phone and watch this. You see how this is blue? I'm going to leave and then come right back and watch what color it is. These light bulbs have a thing on my app. And what I can do, which is amazing, is when it's on my app, I can change the lighting to red, blue. So you keep yourself busy, really helps you forget about, yep. I tell that, look, I was doing counseling with a young man who paid me because I am a life coach. He was paying me for my time, right? And I was teaching him secrets. And he was someone, and I'm not going to say his name out of respect. And this is where if you have kids and they're in the channel, just please cover their ears for a second. But he was masturbating like 4 times a day. He was young and he was kind of like addicted to that. Now, better kids, right? But when I showed him, well, I gave him some books. And I was showing him that every time you're doing that, you're releasing some of your energy. And I got him to go 6 months celibate, and he completely rechanged his life. He got focused. Every time he wanted to do that, he went to the gym. He'd stop drinking. He stopped smoking. And before you knew it, he was crazy in shape. He was strong. And he said for the first time in his life, he said women were coming to him. And I was like, well, that's how it works. you know. But then here's the thing. You have to remember, every time you release your energy, you're giving up something. So I tell people, the path, at least for men, and they've been knowing about this for a long time in the ancient archives. I even have a book over here I'll share with you. I'll share a book with you. For any of you young men and you guys who want to do it, this is by Ancient Archives. It's called the Semen Retention Manuscript. And even Marcus Aurelius from 1862, 652, Marcus Aurelius translated 652, 1862. It is in our power to have no opinion about a thing and not to be disturbed in our soul, for things themselves have no natural power to form a judgment. Even Marcus Aurelius in his Meditations writes about this. You are acting out the will of the universe. It is said that we are the universe. We are the becoming aware of itself. I think we are the universe becoming aware of itself. And this right here is something that's very interesting to me. I've always been fascinated with Marcus Aurelius, and the fact that he also believed in semen retention. He used to speak about it. Is something that when I found that out, I was like, wow, one of my idols of people I've read about believes in that. It's just something that meant a lot to me. That's amazing. Working out, excellent source, 100%. 100%. Yeah, keeping yourself busy really helps you forget about wanting to smoke. By the way, in the chat, have any of you, let's talk about this, new poll. Thank you for those that answered, and we're going to end that poll. Next one. What addiction, comma, could be anything? Open parentheses, food, porn, etc., drugs, have you overcome? And how? Type in chat. No, I'm scared. Don't be scared. There we go. All right, let's put that there. Don't be scared. All right, there's a good one. Yeah, I think that's a good one, man, because in this chat, these are the things I like to talk about just because I think it's important, man, because nobody else really talks about this live on the stream. So that's kind of my niche. That's kind of my niche. It's my niche. It's my niche. It's my niche. Let's make Twinkle Twinkle Little Star jazzy. anyways, trying to play by ear. Anyways, I'll be right back. Hey, I don't think I met you yet. Nice to meet you, Blue Crew. Yo, instead of playing a ton, maybe you should smoke a big blunt. CJ Fedor, welcome to the chat. I do not smoke. I do not do drugs. CJ Fedor, welcome in. Actually, I don't do drugs, brother. Yeah, I don't drink or smoke. I don't think that's good for you. Now, I'm not going to judge you if you do, but I will tell you this. I've never met someone I've never met someone who stopped drinking and smoking. Addicted to being sober and facing wrong with no drugs, and maybe do some music. I think if you can face the world sober, it makes you very interesting. Not drinking, not smoking will be the best decision you ever did in your life. Not drinking or smoking will be the best thing you can do in your life, brother. Next question. I've heard that it's easier to learn how other instruments if you know how to play the piano. I have no idea. Could be. I think it's just understanding music theory, like understanding this is a major. Like let's say you wanted to play Let It Be from the Beatles. This is a 1. 6/4, but you can do it the same thing in the key of C, in the key of D. Ed Sheeran, 7, 6. Ed Sheeran. So that would be 4, 1, 6, 4, 5. It's all 1-5-6-4 or 1-6-4-5. And then there's embellishments on the notes, but it's all mathematically the same principle. Man, I love this soup. Hell yeah, and always win was so. Mary Had a Little Lamb. Oh boy, I don't even know if I can think of. Mary Had a Little. Like I said, guys, that takes me a lot of time. My ears are getting better, but I'm trying to think. I don't know, but I can do this. The difference is Mary Had a Little Lamb. I don't even think I can think of the tune in my head. If I think of the tune in my head, I can sometimes figure it out. But I have so much fun just every day I create a new song or a new melody. And I have so much fun doing that, I kind of haven't really been listening to a lot of music. I'm just like, for example, I like this. I was playing in the key of B, and I found this note. So, but I know I could look it up. I think Mary Had a Little Lamb's like, now you got me wanting to figure it out. maybe this would be more fun. But if I look it up and look at the pattern, I'll figure it out. I guess to be truthful, I can't play Mary Had a Little Lamb. It is what it is. I don't question it, but I can do this. Is I wrote that, and I didn't write Mary Had a Little Lamb, so typically if I don't write it, I'm not the best at it. But next string, I will be able to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. I will be able to do it. Haha, really? Never pain settles. What are we talking about in the chat? I don't remember how to read music anymore. I know exactly what you're going through. Never... Nerve pain. Okay, so what are we talking about here? Nerve pain. Congratulations. Barbie, right back at you, girl. Oh, Maggie's here. Maggie's here. Maggie's been coming in. Maggie, welcome to the club. Maggie, are you still on the channel? Maggie, if you're still on the channel, type hi. Oh, there she is. All right, Maggie, welcome to the Blue Club. Add as moderator. Because Maggie has been posting and staying in touch, I'm adding you to the Blue Crew. So if you've never been a moderator on my channel, all I ask is pretty simple, to do a couple things. If people are rude or disgusting, or they're being really, really mean, if they're being mean to me, it's okay. Let me deal with them. But if they're being rude or sexually explicit to some of the other viewers, you can ban them. You can feel free to give them a warning. Now keep in mind, I am on the path to get monetized. So when people put a lot of chats, it's good for the algorithm. However, I don't like people making other people in the chat feel uncomfortable because I want people to come back and have open dialogue and open conversation. So because of that, you can time people out, you can give them warnings, but what we will not accept is sexually explicit content because I don't think this is the place to talk about that, especially because I get young viewers. I sometimes have people in here that are 9 years old and I don't even know how they get in my chat. Either they're lying to me or they're trolls. But I've had people 9, 11, 12, 15, all the way up in their 80s. There's a huge age gap. And I put not for kids when I do the stream, but I'm labeled under blog and entertainment, and I have a perfect profile on YouTube. And what I mean by perfect is my copyrights, I have not made any violations. So as long as people keep chatting and coming in, YouTube is supposed to keep feeding me people and their tags, if that makes sense. 1-10-4, Maggie, thank you. Yes, it's bad, herniated disc and stuff. Okay, so remember, one of your best exercises for herniated disc, because I have 3 herniated discs from my Navy service, get to where you can get in a chair, lean back on something, and get to where you can hold your legs up, bring them down. If that's too hard, get you a stick or a broomstick, hold it, and use one leg at a time. Put a broomstick down, sit up straight, and lift your leg and do it one at a time. Just like that. Now when you're lifting your leg, focus on putting your diaphragm into your stomach, squeezing your butt cheeks, and holding that position. And once you can do that with one leg, then get to where you can do it with 2 legs. Once you can do it with 2 legs, get on a pull-up bar and do the same thing as you're hanging. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that is the key to fixing herniated discs. Yeah. Anyways. Blue Crew. Yeah, so Titan Brew, I like your style. If you keep coming back to my chats, I'll invite you as part of the Blue Crew. But because this is the first time in the chat, I just asked for people to come back a few times, but you're definitely on my radar because one of the things that I have noticed is you contribute well to conversations. I enjoyed your unbiased opinion. And yeah, so Blue Crew, we're voting for Titan Brew to probably be a member come in. Oh, that is actually hard. It hurts to pinch nerves in my lower back. Yeah, so what it is you need to look up, hey, you need to do, Nicole, you need to look up something called nerve flossing, like you floss your teeth. But I don't recommend using a finger made of plastic that I bought at the Goodwill that's been living on the floor for a month. I don't recommend using that for floss. Don't do that. But what you would do is you want to put yourself in a position where you can nerve floss. So when you have herniated discs, your nerves are usually getting touched by something. And what you can do is you can nerve floss. N-E-R-V-E floss. Look up nerve flossing. You put yourself in positions and then you hold and you do easy movements. And then if pain is here, I learned this from Lieutenant Kazimski, who was a physical therapist in the Navy. If pain is here, you go here. And it can be as simple as bending over a table and holding it like this and just doing this. You need to move your body 20, 30, 40 times in that motion. What that's going to do is it's going to do nerve flossing, and it's going to teach your body how to not send a shot of pain down your spinal cord to your brain because it's safe. But you have to do it in progressions. You have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Look up nerve. You right there. Hello. You Maggie. Nerve flossing. All right. You right there. You. Yes. Titan Brew, great point. Yep. Got it 100%. Nicole, Maggie, yes. So 100%. You do want to strengthen your core. And what strengthening your core means is not just doing sit-ups, but what you want to do is do planks. What you really want to do is and I'll show you over here. I don't know if there's room over here, but I'll get over here, put this down. What you really want to do, and put this over here. Told you it lives on the floor. Come here. So just to put this in perspective, I am a certified master trainer. My job in the United States Navy was an ACFL, and I've lost 100 pounds. So I've lost 100 pounds, and I've had a herniated disc that I'm supposed to have surgery on. And I can tell you firsthand, this has helped my back tremendously. So let me put this here. What you want to do is get in a position like this, right? Put your arms down. Take your hips, push them up, lean forward, lean back. And what you're doing is you're trying to decompress your spine by lifting forward and back. Once you can do that, brace your core, suck your belly button into your spine, and then work on lifting your leg up and getting to where you can slowly get here and hold this position, squeezing your glutes and butt, pointing your toe, squeeze it for 5 seconds, and then slowly come down. And during this whole time, you're keeping your core engaged. You're not rocking, you're not doing this. You're keeping it engaged. Do a little bit every day, and then get to where you can do this. Eventually, I want you to get to where you can do a frog stand. A frog stand is when you get on your knees like this, you lean forward, you put your head on the ground, and then you lift up, and you just get in this position. Once you get in this position, you take one leg, lift forward, come back, one leg, lift forward. Okay? Once you can do that, you get to where you can lift up, nice and easy, and then you go straight up and get to where you can do that. Hold, come down, and then right through there. You want to get to where you can do that, because if you can do that, it will get easier, but if you get to where you can do that, your lower back and your core is getting stronger. And you want to get to where you can progress that into a handstand. So what you want to do is, instead of going to the gym and doing all these heavy weights, what you want to do is you want to start mastering your body weight. So start doing calisthenics and watch how amazing your body begins to change. You can sit like this and you can lift one leg up, one leg down. 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 All right? Out, in. Out, in. Well, if a piece of your spine has been taken out, I would still recommend getting on the floor and trying to rotate, because no matter which way you slice it, getting on an elliptical bike is a little bit of movement, but you want to get where you can get on the ground and try to rotate. What do I recommend? Oh, Alonzo Piercing, welcome back in, brother. Shout out to Alonzo Persons. What I recommend is, Alonzo, I don't believe in training to failure. What I believe is training to do 10 to 20 minutes at a nice pace. So instead of thinking, this isn't like hypertrophy, which I know you're a big, strong dude because I know you. I don't recommend doing sets and reps as much as I recommend doing it more frequent until it gets easier. You do it till it starts to get hard, then you pull back. And then maybe an hour later, you do it again. It's called greasing the groove. This is what the Russian Special Forces do. So think of it like doing more frequent, and as far as your back and your hips go, try to do it for a minute nonstop. Now there's a difference between training fast and training under control. I believe training under control is the best thing to do for long-term longevity. I think if you're a power lifter or you're trying to just get large and just be big, that's one way to train. I used to be 300 pounds, but I purposely lost weight because I have 3 herniated discs in my back. When I got lighter, I had less compression on my spine. And I believe that you should do a lot of pull-ups and a lot of planks. Like I would recommend is this. Yeah, so tighten. Yeah, if you can't do the frog stance, that's fine. But try to do something where you rotate your hips and you just move your body. One thing I have discovered training people for almost 15 years is as people age, including myself, because I have mobility issues too, the more I get to where I can move like a baby or a child, the healthier I become. So I think we should be doing things like this. If you can, get on the ground, put your feet up, come back down. Lift up, come up on a foot. Lean forward, lean back. Lean forward, stand up, come back. You notice I'm not going super fast. What I'm doing is I'm controlling my movements. Lean forward, lean back. I'm also a big believer in twisting. Twist, twist, twist. I'm a big believer in moving the body, rotating and twisting. Speaking from myself, when I was very large and I didn't twist a lot, I ended up having a pretty bad back injury. So, that is my rant on that. There we go. That is my rant on that. Now we're going to come back over here. Yeah. Maybe we'll come over here for a little bit. Maybe I'll entertain you guys over here by my little wall of stuff. I do have my wall of stuff up here. Then we're going to take the light, because lighting is important. Lighting is important. Lighting is important, ladies and gentlemen. If there's one thing that I've learned that YouTube has taught me is lighting is hella important. Let's take this bad boy over here. Let's see here. Grab my chair. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab my chair. I'm going to grab this. Got my bowl of soup. Put this over here, right here. You know what I'm saying? Right here, boy. Right here. Go on. Put that there sign right there. Get that like and subscribe sign right here. Right here. All right. Put this over here. And I need my trusty co-host. Y'all know it would not be a stream without Roast Malone. Natalie, if you ever come back into the chat, Natalie, which was a musician lady that I met, she was in one of my streams. Absolutely fabulous, wonderful lady. She's now in Minnesota, I think. She gave me Roast Malone. So because she gave me Roast Malone, I honor her with Roast Malone. Thank you, Natalie. I will never forget you. Very nice gal. Haha, dude, the limit, so I totally agree. Way too hard. There we go. Do I play the guitar as well? No, I got this guitar to try to learn. Somebody said I should learn to play guitar. They say I play the piano like a guitar. A famous musician taught me that, or told me that, but I haven't this is only the 6th time I've picked it up. I learned the D chord, which was I think that's a D chord. This one. And I had some picks, but I don't really know too much about guitar. I should learn. I wish I knew more about guitar, but guitar is something that I just have kind of never really dove into. I love the piano so much because it took me like a long time to get to where I could play my original music on piano, and the thought of doing that on another instrument is crazy. But maybe something like I can do this. This is about the only thing I know. So somebody said I should try to learn, but I have not spent too much time in it. In the chat, what do you think? Do you think I would be a better guitar player than piano player? Who knows? Don't really know. But I've been fiddling around. I like this thing more. Haha, dude's the limits. One time I had to tell PT later, I can't do that, Nicole. Rific breakfast. Yeah, actually, you should always listen to your body. Absolutely. I like this thing, this melodica. This thing to me is more fun than Gotta show the tats off. People always say on the chat, Chris, my music and muscle. Where's your muscle? Where's your muscle? I'm like, dude, I'm 6'4", 220 pounds, and I can see a little bit of my abs. Like, for the last 45 days, I've done nothing but pull-ups and sprints. I've even trained my upper body other than pull-ups, dips, push-ups, and sprints. And typically, the people telling me that I don't have muscle, I'm just kind of like, dude, I think I look pretty good. For someone, I fast. I only eat like twice a day. I don't meal prep. And I don't know. I think I look pretty good. I'm almost 40, guys. like that thing. That's pretty fun. Next question in the chat. Let's see. Alrighty. Alright guys, now's your chance to kind of ask me anything. You guys got me away from everything. Let's go. Let's do a little bit of a close-up maybe. Is there anything there? There we go. Ow. Alright, shout out in the chat. What questions do you have for me? You can ask me anything. This is the time where I pretty much tell you guys you can ask me anything. As you guys ask me anything, I'm going to read off the people on the top here. Thank you for... Oh man, did I cut my head off? Uh-oh. Cut my head off. Let me pull this back a little bit. There we go. Okay, you guys can ask me anything, whether it's health, nutrition. If you're looking for a trainer, Alonzo, by the way, if you're looking for a trainer, if you ever want to hire me as a trainer, I got some open availability in my schedule. You've got my phone number. Look, just if you do, I have equipment. I basically have a mobile gym I bring to people's houses, and I do kind of military-based training, conditioning. Anybody that's ever seen me train knows I do like hundreds of pull-ups for my workout. I'm a really big believer in pull-ups. Pull-ups are super important to me. All right. Oh, that's hard. I'm still coming to acceptance with the pain. Like I have to try not to get... No, Nicole, don't... Listen. You're going to be fine. You just do what you can do, but don't let fear stop you from progression. You're going to be fine. Don't let fear stop you from progression. Do a little bit every day, and a little bit every day adds up to a lot one day. Repeat after me if you can. A little bit every day adds up to a lot of bit one day. A little bit every day adds up to a lot of bit one day. Today? No. Do a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little bit later today. Before you know, you're doing a lot one day. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm laying down? There we go. Hi, how are you? AJ White. What is that instrument called? I've never seen it once before. This is a melodica. This is a melodica by East Rock. It is a professional melodica. So, or you could do something like, or you could be like, here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the ones that are here, but they're not. But the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back. Anyways,
Dude, you can play any instrument. God, I don't know about that. Kind of like a bagpipes without the pipe. Yeah, Titan Brew. It's I would say it's kind of more like a harmonica more than a bagpipe, because a bagpipe's got the stomachs of the sheep and you have to hold it for dissonance and consonance. But yeah, it's kind of more like I'd say it's kind of like a giant harmonica, because you kind of blow into it. You can be like, and it's kind of good to practice scales. I used to want to be a musician, and I thought maybe one day I would acquire the skills, but it's kind of just something I do for fun now. But you could be like, what I was playing earlier was, anyways, I'll stop with that. Whew. Anyways, Jason, hello, Tawny Watts makes me think of Irish music. Aye, it makes you think of the old Irish, eh? Oh, I tell you what, you know where you should invest your money? Anybody in the chat, my Irish friends, where should you invest your money? I got a joke for you. I myself am not Irish, but I can pretend to be an Irishman. I come from a Eastern Anglo-Saxon tribe. But for my viewers, where should you invest your money, especially if you're Irish? Anybody know in the chat? Greetings. Ah, you should do silver. Ah, silver's a very good one, yes. Not a bad choice. Silver's a great investment. It's not really going to produce anything, but due to the U.S. economy and the fluctuation of the dollar and fiat currency, the ability for precious metals and commodities like gold and silver do increase in value when people fear of a collapse of society, absolutely. But that's not the answer to this riddle. The answer to this riddle is actually, if you got money, you should invest in Dublin. You should invest in Ireland, because then your money's always doubling. You get it? In Dublin, your money's gonna be doubling. If you invest in Ireland, it's gonna be doubling. It's doubling, you get it? Anyways, that's my impression of an Irishman. Madison, please, Jason, hello. Tony Watts makes me think. Stick to the sticker. Hello. There we go. Back into the chat. You're doubling, because then your money's doubling. Happy doubling and doubling. Absolutely. You're doing great. Tony Watts, Tanya Watts. I'm doing all right. I am slowly going insane with the amount of hours that I've been streaming on YouTube, but we're less than 800 away from being monetized. Then that allows me to have super chats. Once I have super chats, I'm going to be at about 1.4 million views globally. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to be getting donations, but I'm going to have the ability for people to come in here and give me donations just for playing my characters and talking about being a good person, and then taking this little sucker right here. Be quiet, Post Malone. We got the people on the chat. Natalie, thank you for Post Malone. If you don't know, there was a lady named Natalie that came into Madison, Georgia, and she gave me this before she left. I gave her some guitar strings, and she's my Instagram friend. She actually liked one of my piano pieces the other day. There you go. So thank you, Natalie, if you ever come into the chat. Thank you for Roast Malone. I think of you every time I look at Roast Malone, I think of you. She was a good gal. Very good gal. Anyways, you're doing great. Happy birthday, AG. Happy birthday, AJ. Krusty Krab, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, AJ. Krusty Krab pizza. Happy birthday, AJ White. Absolutely. AJ White, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Turning 12, turning 12. Yeah. Anyways, I'm dripping slobber and drool all over my face as I play this. I'm like, the drool. Hey, no spammy. Hey, no spammy. Does somebody spam? Yeah, try to, AJ, let's try not to spam too much. I know. Thank you. I think AJ is one of my younger viewers. AJ, they're going to time you out if you spam. That doesn't mean we don't have love for you, but I can only read so many chats at once. So, happy birthday. You got a little bit of a timeout. Happy birthday, AJ. That's funny. Sorry, my cat. I'm pretty sure you meant sorry, my bad, but if your cat's sorry, make sure I say meow, 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 meow. And in the Katorish dialect, the Felinium Katorish dialect, which I completely just made up, but because it's a feline, I thought the fallacious, Philian, concentric, Catholicistic dialect, which is a bunch of words I just threw together. In that language, that means my condolences and best wishes to your feline friend. Yes. Happy birthday, AJ. AJ, you feel free to ask me a question, anything you want. AJ, for your birthday, don't ask me anything creepy. Do not do anything weird, but ask me a question, AJ. You got my full attention. My cat was on the keyboard. My cat was on the keyboard. My cat was on the keys. My cat was on the keyboard while I was on my knees. My cat was on my keyboard. My cat was on my key. My cat on my keyboard. My cat on my keyboard. My cat was on the keyboard. My cat on my keyboard, cat on my knee. My cat on the key. My cat was on my keyboard. My cat was on the key. Bop, bop. My cat was on my keyboard. So I got on my knee. My key. The cat. My bop, bop. Yeah. That's what goes on in my head. Anybody else? Just me? You're my favorite YouTuber, absolutely. Tell all your friends, tell your family, tell your cat, tell your dog, tell your grandma, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your auntie, tell your hola, como estás, mi mío, me encantas, mi señor de Christopher, señor Mind Music and Muscle on YouTube. Tell everybody, like, comment, and subscribe, and get a little crazy. Sometimes we get a little bit deep and I go off on my rants. I gotta keep it somewhat entertaining to keep the viewers here. But at the end of the day, we try to keep the haters out. This is a fun spot to have a genuine fun conversation. We're less than 800 hours away from having super chats. And yeah, I'm glad I'm your favorite. You wanna help me grow? Give me a bunch of money. No, I'm just kidding. Instead of doing that, you know what you could do? You could tell your friends and family. And you know what you could do? You could say, hey, there's this guy who doesn't even try to sell me anything. And then my channel will grow. Isn't that crazy? I'm not asking for all these things, just asking for you to help me grow my channel. A 10-year Navy veteran, crazy guy, crazy life, all this stuff. But you know what? At the end of the day, there's a method to the madness. I actually genuinely care about every one of you that come into my stream. I genuinely care that each one of you grab something. Maybe it's laughing, maybe it's entertaining, but at the end of the day, I actually genuinely care about every person that comes into the stream. Hence why I have conversations with each one of you. Tell your kids, tell your wife, tell them all. Thanks for being here. Win, let's talk about it. Win, this is a safe place. Welcome back, Win. I'm going to hear my cat was on my keyboard in my sleep. My cat was on my keyboard. My cat was on my keys. My cat was on the keyboard and I was on my knee. My cat was on my key. My cat was on the key. My cat on my key. My key. Guys, sometimes you just gotta have some fun. I'm glad I got that jingle to ringle inside of a ringle, inside of a tingle, inside of a matter curve, inside of a brain that didn't cause pain. Maybe I'm insane. Has it ever been a Zane, like a Frank Zane? Anyways, i.e. this is a banger. My cat was on my keyboard. My cat was on my keys. My cat was on my keyboard and I was on my knee. My cat was on the key. My cat was on the keys. My cat was on my keyboard. My cat was on my knees. Guys, I'm going to try to get my brother, when he hooks up my Spotify stuff, or my friend, when they help me do that, I am going to make a banger song, and I'm going to try to, maybe the first thing I write on Spotify is my cat was on my keyboard. And if so, I'll shout out AJ White for the inspiration. My cat was on my keyboard. My cat on my keys. My cat on my key. But the T.
that being a fun song. Can you sub it? Hey, Chris, Never Loser Rick, welcome back. I already dig it. Food. Food is on your mind. What are you going to eat? Hey, somebody, Win. You were talking about self-discipline. Let's go through the chat. Win, you said, Chris, I've been working with self-discipline. Win, you're in a safe spot here. We have moderators. What part of self-discipline are you having trouble with? Okay. What are you having issues with? And this is a chance where I try to get serious, because when people ask me about self-discipline, this is something that's dear to my heart. So anyone in the chat, I'd like to give Win the ability, because when people are struggling with self-discipline, this is something I know is hard for people, and I actually want to be a little serious. You know what I'm saying? This is a chance where you can actually open up. So let's get to that. I Eat's a banger. I would buy this album. That's what's up. Can you sub it? AJ White, tag me in a video at My Music and Muscle, and anybody that tags me, I go into your page and I like and do a couple of your videos. Have your comments on. I'll give you a thumbs up to a few videos. Just tag me. Pizza, very cool. I've been struggling with my daily. Are you a Christian? AJ White, you're young. I want you to understand this. There's nothing wrong with believing in something that's bigger than yourself. I do not partake in any religion myself. However, because you're so young, what I want you to do is just think for yourself, and anything that you try to learn, do your own independent research, okay? You should do what you need to do to be the best version of yourself. As a younger viewer, I don't want to influence you. That's going to cause you any havoc in your life, okay? I myself am not religious at all, okay? I believe that self-discipline and hard work and being around good people and being a good person is very, very important. I'm not an atheist personally. I believe there is a power. But that being said, because you're so young, I don't want to influence you in a way that's going to get you in trouble, or have you go to school or talk to your parents or say anything that's going to give you what they call cognitive dissonance. All I will say is continue to study, read everything you can. Read the Bible, read every text that you can, read everything you can, but don't just, the more you learn, the more you're going to ask questions, and whatever answer you find, be true to that. Don't let me influence you in that, because I'm not here to get people to have any type of existential crisis or anything. That's what I would say. The truth you're going to find, if you want to find God, go outside in the woods, away from technology, get in the middle of the woods, sit by a tree, meditate, and just think about nature and be grateful for where you are in the moment, and the answer will come to you. You will find God there. You'll find something bigger than yourself, okay? That's all I have to say about that. Okay, next. Oh, no, don't apologize. Don't apologize. Never apologize for what you believe. You're not going to ever offend me. If anything, this is one of the channels where I hope people try to share themselves, and everybody in here can have different opinions and different beliefs, but that's what's beautiful about the United States of America and the Constitution of America, which I have a copy of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution right here. I'll show you. That's what's beautiful about this. Okay? The most beautiful thing about this document, and I fought for my country for 10 years. I was in Afghanistan, right? And I had time overseas, and I can tell you firsthand, the Constitution gives us the right to have difference of opinions and still live together. At the end of the day, I would defend anyone in my country at any time, because I love the people in my country. But that's all I'll say about that. And Brooke, I'm still here doing laundry. Sorry, no, there's nothing wrong. Do not apologize for being yourself. Never apologize. You know, and Broke, what is this? And Broke, Maggie, hey, Titan, Win. Did you get some sleep? You know, Tanya Whites. Tanya, I got a little bit of sleep, a little bit, Tanya. Chris, you looking good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try to look good. I try to do my best. You guys know I typically do calisthenics primarily now. I don't even lift weights. I do push-ups, pull-ups, and sprints. Try to eat good. Posty the Mosty just took. Oh, Posty. Posty the Mosty just took one for the team. Oh, Posty. That's funny. Let's see. Next thing, right. Well, guys, I've been streaming for a good bit. Yeah, when? I believe that. If you look at the Bible, where did Jesus go when he wanted to find the Father? He went out into the desert, right? If you look at Muhammad, he went out into nature. If you look at Buddha, they went out into the nature. What I'm saying is there's tricks and tips for a lot of things in life. Go out in nature, be surrounded by nature, where it's just you and nature, and meditate, pray, whatever you do. And in that environment, you're going to find something larger than yourself if you really focus in. If you can, bring a guitar or bring a keyboard, maybe play some music. But what you'll do is if you sit down on the grass and you're in the sun and it's a nice day and begin to meditate, breathe, you're going to realize what I believe is that the universe, we are the universe. We are the universe experiencing its own self. And I mean that. That's what I believe. I believe by being in nature, you're going to open your eyes and you're going to notice an insect. You're going to notice a bird. Animals are going to come near you. You're going to, if you have enough willpower, if you're not drinking, if you're not smoking, if you're not pinned into the things of the world, if you're retaining your energy, you can have a profound experience in nature when you're in isolation. And that is what led me to believe in something higher than myself. I once achieved a state that was very interesting, and I've always tried to duplicate that state of mind since. And it came from being in nature, releasing all my thoughts, and this is also through self-discipline. This is after doing fasting, and this is after no drinking, no alcohol, to keep my body pure. I believe we're almost like this musical instrument of a vibration. And when you can get to a high vibration, it's kind of crazy what the body's able to do. It's actually nuts and insane. I think each one of us and each one of you are far more powerful than you believe. I believe you have so much power. I believe you're almost like an X-Men, like a superhero that has been convinced through society and brainwashing and conditioning that you have to fall in line. And if you can just break free of that in your own mind, but you have to give up something. You have to give up something. It could be sex, it could be food, it could be something. You have to give up something of yourself to achieve that state. Because in order to go somewhere else, you have to lose some weight. It's like being on a ship or an airplane. If the ship is sinking, you need to throw some weight off so the ship is lighter. If you want to get lighter and you want to excel into a powerful realm in this existence, I truly do believe that it comes from sacrifice and taking control of your body. If you can't control what you eat, you can't force yourself to go to the gym. If you can't control these things about yourself, you're not ready to get there. But once you can snip each of these disciplines, it's kind of crazy where you can end up in life. You can get in some very interesting states of mind, ladies and gentlemen. Should I start collecting World War II stuff? Well, I can't answer that for you, young man. AJ, I can't answer that for you. You should, if you want to collect something, collect things that make you happy. Collect things that give you memories. Collect things that honor the ancestors before you. Everything I have has a purpose. It was either a gift or it was something I got when I was in my service traveling around the world. And I have lots of stuff, but a lot of the stuff is just gifts that remind me of certain things that I hold honor to. High vibration is on point. You're never going to be at your highest vibration until you can control your inner peace. And the world is very good. The world is very good at trying to take away our inner peace. The world's snatching us this way, snatching us this way, snatching us. Before you know it, you're a slave to everything around you. You have to do your best to separate yourself from that, and then profound things will happen in your life. St. Jason, welcome back. Cameron was in here earlier. I mean, I don't know what Cameron Casanova's, he's the managing moderator. He still comes in and out. He was here earlier today. He dropped in. Cameron's going through some personal stuff right now, and life is really hard on him, so his time is limited. It is what it is, right? Welcome back to the chat, St. Jason. Win, you're very welcome. Win, you're very welcome. All I ask in return is if you haven't given me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs up in the chat. And if you're someone who likes to stream, do me a favor, go tell a couple people, say, hey, there's a Navy veteran that goes live. He's kind of nuts, he's kind of crazy. He does different personalities. He's always random, but he talks about cool stuff, plays some music. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your wife, tell your dog, tell your tell everybody that you know. Tell them that it's so. Tell everybody that you know. Tell them that it's so. Tell them that you met a guy named Chris. Tell him that he didn't try to give you a kiss. He wasn't selling you nothing. He was just on the stream. He wasn't being mean. He banned the haters. He doesn't like the Gators. He's from Georgia. He did it for you. He's going to give you some advice, and he's kind of nice. Just tell him that. Write it down if you need to. Can you teach me how to salute? Thank you. You're welcome. Very well said. Well, all you got to do is take your arm at a 45 degrees angle and turn it in. The most important thing about the salute is that your palm, if you're in the United States, your palm doesn't go this way. When you show your palm, that means you lost the war. So when you salute, you want to basically take your arm right through here, come up, don't put it this way, come here, turn it in, and put it right on that eyebrow. Okay? But don't show your palm. If you wonder why other countries salute with their palm up, because in the NATO documents, losing the war means you had to show your palm. So you won the war, or at least your ancestors did, so honor them because they won the war. And I'll tell you what, we have some very brave men, very brave women, very brave people that helped us win that. And do not forget that. Do not I'm not saying we're right, I'm not saying we're wrong, but do not forget there were brave men and brave women and people that sacrificed their life so you could be here today. Not saying we're right, not saying we make mistakes, not saying the country's always right. But you had very strong men and women that allowed us to be in the country today. It's not a bad idea to give this some honor. You want the best things you can ever do sometimes if you're depressed? Go sleep in a graveyard overnight. I've done that before. Hell, one time I almost got arrested because I was sleeping in a graveyard and a cop came up on me and said, "Why are you here? Are you drunk?" It's like, "No, I don't do drugs." He said, "Why are you here?" I said, "I was depressed and I decided if I want to be the best version of myself, I'm going to sleep out here in a graveyard to remind myself what it's like to be dead." That cop looked at me and he laughed his ass off. He said, "That's why you're here?" It's like, yeah, I ain't doing drugs. I ain't doing nothing. I just wanted to get a better perspective on life. And that's a true story, right? And he was like, "Get out of here, man." And he laughed and said, "That's not a bad idea. I'm going to tell my son that." And I was like in my 20s when I did that. So. Yeah, you like my freestyles when they come in style? I'm not Junior Miles, but I could be a file. I'm not a pedophile, I'm a super file, which means I take the pedophile and I'll pile drive him and I'll pinch him in the head until he's dead. If he tries to hurt my fans, then he'll be a ban. I don't know what I'm about to say. People ask me if I'm gay. I do the deny. I do not know what to say. Can you help me pray? Yeah, I don't know. Try kind of be on the edgy rhymes. Hard to do a pedophile rhyme. Guys, welcome to my brain. It's kind of insane. It's kind of been the same, but sometimes it's gonna rain. Yeah, so Nicole, yeah, that was something I did. It's all about perspective, and I know I'm definitely an eccentric human being. I've always done things that are a little bit nuts to other people, but they make sense to me, which kind of brings me to my next point in these videos. Never be scared to be yourself, and never be scared to step outside the box. Sometimes you're going to have to step outside the box, and you're going to have to do things which other people are going to judge you for. But remember, the world is kind of like a mirror. Do not when you look into the mirror, the only person that can judge you is yourself. When you look into the mirror cannot judge you. You look at the mirror
And then what you see in the mirror, you may form an opinion of yourself, but the mirror can't judge you. Thus, people around you in this world are the same way. People around the world, people in your life, your peers, they can judge you if they want, but they're like a mirror. Do not let their opinion of you change the opinion of yourself, especially if you're doing the things. Yeah, of course, put a fact down. AJ White, you don't have to ask me for that. If you want to put a fact down about anything, anytime, post it. Yeah, you don't have to ask me for that. Just don't do a bunch of spams like 6 or 7 chats in a row. You'll give me good content to talk about. Yep. Thank you, Nicole. I appreciate that. Yeah, and I mean that. I mean that with all my heart. I like to use the mirror example. And I'll tell you what, if you want to be humble and you want to teach yourself to be a better speaker or not have to judge yourself or all that, try to find a work position where you do sales, right? Do something where you have to put yourself out there. And, you know, that was one of the things that helped me with my self-confidence was I always was doing sales jobs. So in a sales job, you have to be very humble. You have to realize people are going to hate you. Sometimes they're going to spit in your face. Sometimes they're going to be mean. Sometimes they're going to be judgmental. But at the end of the day, if you can sell someone, not sell them bad, but like with value, have something that they could use and you can convince them to buy it, that shows you the amount of self-confidence that you need to do other things in your life. Now that being said, I think we're getting to a good point where I might need to get to where I want to end the stream here soon. Let's see here. What is going on here? I am going group. Denmark only resisted German for 6 hours. Denmark, what is this? Let's go back through here. I'm going to pull back 1 second. Give me 1 second while Hey, good news, guys. Sorry about that. Good news. My brother is an audio engineer, and he's in the state of Georgia. He is going to be coming off of his schedule. He's trying to become a pilot. Shout out to him. And he told me, sorry about that, Denmark only resisted Germany for 6 hours. Wow. Remember that other people aren't thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves and how they're being. Titan Brew, very true, very true, very true. My brother said Friday he's going to come by and help me on the Spotify stuff. So if that works, I'm going to try to take this station over here, which is my standing desk, because I have one station over here, and I have one station over here. So I have 2 standing desks, one over here, and then one over here. By the way, this desk that looks really nice, I got it for free. I got this desk for free. I was at a client's house. Quick reminder, nobody cares, work harder. And also for all my haters who say get a job, I'm a licensed agent. I'm a licensed agent in the state of Georgia. So, you know those people that you pay your premiums to, and every time you pay them every month, they make money? I got one of them licensed. I sell that stuff. So every time I sell a policy, okay, people pay me every month. All right. Anyways, shout out to Titan Brew, #1 fan. Shout out to Nicole Barbie, #2. Shout out to Maggie Rose, #3. I Am Groot, #4. #5, St. Jason. #6, Win. #7, Never Lose Rick. 8, Tanya White's. 9, Casson Cansanova. 10, Alonzo Piercing. 11, Miraculous. AJ White's #12. Jacob Brock, 13. Anthony Doom, 14. CJ Fedor, 15. The Nexus Database. And Kaiwo Low, 17. Thank you for everybody in the chat. Quick tour. Did you know I was a little bit of stuff that I won when I was in the Navy? These are some people right here that I served with. I served with all of those people. And then I had that little thing. Oh, that was when I was married. Boy, I still got the ring, but she got everything else. Anyways, okay, guys. Hey, I'm almost 40. AJ, I'm almost 40. I'm getting close to 40 years old. So, thank you for your service. You're very welcome. Hey, Cameron. Cameron's in here. I call that USA versus India. Nicole, Cameron, Titan Brew. Yeah, Titan Brew gave some good advice. Sorry, guys, I keep having to answer a text.
It's laggy, you're freezing up. It may be laggy, but I had a friend send me a text, and I'm about to have to go call him. He needs me to help him with something because I'm not a butthole. I'm a good friend. It's cool. No, it's freezing up. No, I keep leaving the stream and coming back. That's on me. I left the stream and came back. I'm sorry, guys, because I'm using my iPhone to do the stream. But good news is, my brother said he's going to help me with some of the Spotify stuff. So hopefully on Friday we can do that. That would be awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. Okie dokie. Look at the difference between no light, right? Look at the difference between no light and light. Just look at the difference. Hey guys, it's your favorite coach and entrepreneur, Coach Chris. Doesn't that look so much different than, hey guys, it's your, no, that I still have the light. But when you have no light, well, technically I have a light. I've light proof to where I have light everywhere. Okay. It's cool now. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Cammy Sammy, welcome in. Cammy Sammy? Who's Cammy Sammy? Did I miss a chat here? Cammy Sammy? Cammy Sammy? Sammy Cammy? Sammy mo mammy fee fi fo fanny. If you had a fanny, was it be a Sammy? Was it Sammy? Was it Cammy? Was it a whammy? Did he say dammy? Did he say shammy? Did he hitty hitty hummy himmy the bammy? Wham wham bam 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 bam. I did a. I wonder if I change the lighting here, if that would make it look cool. Give me a second. Put that there. 1776. Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. By the way, somebody asked me if I was an actor. I was not an actor, but I used to do puppets with kids for like 10 years of my life. Back in the day when I used to go to church a lot, I used to be doing the puppets. I'd be like, hey guys, how you doing? Don't forget to say I love you. And I used to do that, so always kind of one of them interesting personalities. Cult of personality. Next question. Do you do song requests? It's a rave, yeah. I need to head out. I had my parents over for dinner, kitchen, everyone is enjoying the time. Hey, Titan Brew, I really appreciate the time that you spent with me today. I actually really enjoyed your insight. Make sure you put the notification bell on the channel, and next time I go live, I'd like to pick your brain. And if it's where there's, in the beginning, only a couple of us, I'd like to get pretty deep and talk some philosophy with you. But as you can imagine, sometimes that content can offend some of my viewers. You know, not to be mean, but if I get people in here and certain people don't like those topics, I try to kind of stay away from that. But I do actually really like those conversations. But the algorithm shows when I'm a little bit crazier and do more music and motivational stuff. But and if you want to join the Blue Crew, which is just me making you a moderator, and when people come in, if they're being disgusting or mean or, you know, just not being somewhat respectful, I always like to have people who I can trust to help me keep everything under control. Sweet Sarah. Yes, philosophy is pretty cool too. I'm much more into philosophy personally than religion, although religion itself can be its own philosophy. I just find it to be so much more fun. I like getting perspectives from everybody. I don't like the game of, I'm right, it's my perspective. I like the game of, hey, there's lots of people in the world and lots of smart people. Perhaps we can all learn from each other and take a variety of perspectives. And when you take a variety of perspectives, like for example, I'll show you one of my favorite philosophers. I got him on the wall right here. I like Friedrich Nietzsche. I like what Friedrich Nietzsche said. He said, in truth, there was only one Christian and he died on a cross. What a big, great statement. That which is done out of love is always beyond good and evil. All I need is a sheet of paper and something to write down, and then I can count and I can turn the world upside down. Yep, Friedrich Nietzsche. I also like Lao Tzu, who was the creator of Taoism, but he has this profound quote. If you like a flower, you pick it. If you love a flower, you water it. I really love that quote. If you like a flower, you pick it. If you love a flower, you water it. To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders. Right? I got out as an E6, and I was offered the ability to perhaps go into an officer commissioning program, but I got out of the military simply because I wanted to pursue business. But I was automatically promoted 2 times. Never because I was super smart, just I outworked people, which taught me that if I did that in business, I thought, because the Navy didn't pay very well, and you get paid the same no matter how hard you work. So I took that and applied it to business and realized in sales, the harder you work, the more money you make. I found a chord earlier. I'm trying to find it again. Anyways, you can play John Legend. How many times do I have to tell you? Even when you're crying, you're beautiful too. You got your head spinning. No kidding, I can't bring you down. What's going on in that beautiful mind? I'm on your magical mystery ride, and I'm there we go. Next, Nicole Barbie. How do I know if my 65 field jacket is real? That's a good question. If you have an old field jacket, take a picture, load it up in the OpenAI, take a picture, load it up, and then prompt the chat to tell you, and it'll find it, and it'll do a search. I would use chat for that. How do you read the Tao Te Ching then? Huh? All right. You made a short about me? All right, well, if you made a short about me, AJ White, then what you need to do is do @Mind, Music, and Muscle, and then I'll see it later. I love what Dr. Wayne Dyer did with it. He wrote the Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. He goes through the Tao Te Ching, and okay, sweet Sarah. I have not gone through the Tao Te Ching, but I know this. I've been to China and I lived in Japan for 3 years, and I got to say that it really changed my life when I saw how the people lived and how polite everybody was and how loving. It was a big culture shock. But guys, I've been streaming now for 2 hours and 10 minutes, and I did 2 hours this morning, an hour and a half. So kind of at my threshold for today, in addition to all the other stuff I'm doing. So thank you guys. I appreciate you all. I will see you on the next stream. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your dog, tell everybody that you know that you met a guy named Chris and you know you're going to miss him. Met a guy named Chris and you're going to miss him. He likes to go stream. He's not very mean. He gets the haters. He makes them potatoes. He makes some lovers. He makes some dovers. I don't know what I'm saying, man. But anyways, see you next time, guys. Love you all. Stay good.